In 3, 2, 1, we'll talk about your search results, Tyler.
Hello, Kitty. Gang.
Welcome, everybody, to Myth Brigade. I have
This
nothing
is not
to
a
say.
family show.
Yeah, I have nothing to say other than the fact that we are here again for Night's Black Agents, and our director. Did you find it?
It does not disappoint.
Excellent. Put it in the Discord.
Put that stuff over in
Oh,
Discord.
it's coming. It's coming.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we were running a little late, and therefore we did what we always do, which is we started Googling things, inappropriate things. I'm not going to say it. Byron, make me stop talking. Run the game.
I'd love to. It's so interesting, though. I'm not sure that I can, dissuade you from doing whatever. But anyhow, welcome, Myth Brigadiers, to another episode of Night's Black Agents. Our episode in Zoom is called "Boom to the Head: A Vampire Love Story." I don't know. I got nothing really.
Nothing's better than Nazi.
Nazi on a Yahtzee.
Oh my God.
Is that Miley Cyrus? Who is that?
So if you want to see what complete improvisation looks like, you're going to see it today because it's coming. But anyhow.
I feel like the game needs that, Tyler.
Yeah. I feel like I need like a Rick and Morty like summon the Meeseeks button. That's like would really help me today.
You just need a Mr. Meeseeks.
I just need a Mr. Meeseeks today. But anyway, here we are for episode 97?
Yeah, I think it's like 11 or something.
Jesus.
Yes, like a ridiculous amount. Like I said, Tara, it's only going to be like 5 episodes.
Right.
Oh yeah, 5 episodes tops.
I may have gotten called out on that recently, but yeah, just maybe. But anyhow, so let's kind of go around the stream. Mr. Dan Kaplan, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Mr. Wingate. I've had a crazy week, as have we all. Not a lot to report, but I'm glad to be here amongst friends. I'll just say that.
Well, that's good.
That's all I have to say. Sorry.
That's it.
That's it. Short report.
That sounds like hopefully that won't be Johnny's last words today. Anyway, Mr. Brent Adams.
Hello. I have been looking forward to this. You know, freezing time and space as you're pulling the trigger of a shotgun to the head of a Nazi is a very uncomfortable way to leave a situation for 2 weeks. So I've been contemplating what's exactly going to happen, other than he's already super speeded away from the entire shotgun blast, which is something we already kind of seem to know. So yes, I've been very much looking forward to this one and seeing how we're actually going to pull our our collective bacon out of the fire on this one. But yes, I'm very well. But it is also good to be around friends. It's good to see you all again.
Completely. Tyler, Red Lily.
What's up? Feeling great. Ready to kill this Nazi dude, man.
Everybody wants
Nazi
to kill
dude,
a Nazi.
man.
Everybody wants to kill him.
He hasn't done anything.
Hey, that's how I'm saying you're a piece of shit.
He hasn't done anything wrong.
That
Dr.
kind of
Mitchell.
tracks.
Tara,
Yes.
how are you?
I'm fine. I'm wonderful.
Cool. Awesome.
I'm just glad to have a couple days off work, and there's some beautiful 60-degree weather up here. We're going to have false spring number 2. We get to have a fire tomorrow and see some people in
False
person.
spring. This is
I'm
real
gonna-
spring, man.
No, not in Cleveland. It's not. And Thursday is my birthday. I'm going to be...
Ooh, happy birthday.
Happy 29th birthday, Tara.
Yeah.
29.
28 again.
Again.
Love it. You can just keep the candles year to year. It's so awesome.
And I get to see my mom for my birthday, so that makes me happy.
Nice.
Awesome.
Long last.
And, of course, Miss Cheeser Jones.
I'm okay. No, I'm good. I'm really excited to be playing tonight.
I love the fact that you're wearing a boomstick shirt on the day
Yeah,
that it starts with a shotgun blast.
Had a good week. Still a little behind in edits. For those of you who are looking for the episode before this, it is about half edited. These are long episodes. There's a lot going on in there, particularly the last one. So it'll be up before I leave for the beach. I'm going to go to the beach for a week, and I'm going to get an Irish tan. They also call that melanoma. I'm really excited to be here, guys. Good to see you. And
is that where you drink too much whiskey and
Fall asleep in the sun? Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't exercised in weeks, and I'm going to go surfing for the first time in a year and a half. So.
Hey, you got this.
Yeah, so you can take over the channel, Byron, do what you want with it. I'll leave it to you in my will. So it's all good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, without further ado, let's just get this party started.
Yeah.
So when we last left off, why don't somebody give me just a quick overview of what you remember, because I don't remember shit. But anyway, who wants to go?
It's a Tinder date from hell.
Who wants to refresh their pool before the blast goes off?
I will. I will go ahead and I can give a quick breakdown. So we went through a lot of research to track down this gentleman who is living in Greece, and he is doing extremely well for himself, obviously, and living the high life. We decided that the best way to infiltrate this would be to basically treat Lily like an escort service and try to arrange for her to give a private dance to our gentleman caller. However, we forgot that there might be other people there in this location. And so we ended up basically getting her there, dropping her off where she fell asleep to old reruns of Miami Vice, I believe it was.
Hawaii 5-0.
Well,
Yes,
I mean, he fell asleep on her. It was Hawaii 5-0.
Yeah,
There we
yeah.
go. I stand corrected.
That was good.
So, as is typically the case when our brilliant plans start to go pear-shaped, we decided that it was time to just go tactical. So we came up in our van, and we came up fully armed to bear. I pulled out some shotguns and figured that the spread might actually be able to hit a vampire better. So when we came in there, in typical villain fashion, our person we were looking for, anybody remember his name offhand?
Count Chocula, I think.
Yes, so Count Chocula was, what did you say, Byron?
Sigmund Volta.
See, that's right.
Yes. We talked with him for quite a while. He basically confirmed that the Nazis were doing experiments on or with Dracula during World War II. They made efforts to basically create super soldiers and were doing human experiments during that time, and that he considers himself to be one of the successes. Says that he's still human. Well, he hinted he was still human. However, I suspect that he's simply a vampire. But
We're going to find out today.
yeah, we are going to find out today. He did hint to the idea that Dracula has bigger plans for the world than we believe that he has. Finally, Evan, during this entire thing, continually kept hitting him. I think, didn't you shoot him in the kneecap at one point?
Yeah, so we got in a tangle because Evan doesn't like Nazis. Don't know many people who do, but Evan's not one of those. So we got into a tangle, and by tangle, yeah, I hit him a couple times. He didn't react. Lily pulled me back, and then at some point she allowed me to get loose, and I shot him in the knee or the shin or something, and he just kind of laughed a little. So that sucked. I was hoping for more of a vampire death effect.
Right. So yeah, he didn't even register any pain. No. And so at one point, basically the conversation was breaking down. He'd been showing that he was arrogant and felt like he could handle anything. Tezla took the opportunity at that point, having kept his shotgun aimed at his head, to pull the trigger, and action.
There you go.
Right. So, it just gets so surreal as you're pulling the trigger. The camera just pans back, and you can just see Tezla like, as the recoil of the blast. So is it loaded with a slug or buckshot? Like what's in there?
I went with buckshot because I felt like the spread might be an asset to taking down a vamp. So buckshot it is.
Yep. So you just, and the side of his face just like caves in and you can just see the little like small beads just kind of like embedding as the camera just pans in, and you just see the little pieces just like as it hits it down, and the almost looks like red milk, just the way like when you drip something into a milk bowl and it like pops up, and it just like comes away from his face. He's knocked to the ground. Your guys' ears are kind of ringing because you're all just standing around as this shotgun blast just completely just eradicates him. And he's just laying in a pool, blood pouring from his head wound.
Lily.
On the Venetian marble floor.
Chop off his head. Quickly.
You fucking did it! I'd go hug
Lily,
Tezla.
chop his head off.
So excited.
I'm like, well, this is like double odd buck. Of course it works.
He may be up any second now. Lily, can you remove his head, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll draw my sword and I'll go remove his cranium.
Okay.
Did we bring any of those Rowan wood stakes?
Yep.
You
got some.
You
Got
kind of
some
like
loaded in this crossbow.
you move over there. Well, you loading the crossbow or chopping the head up? Come on.
I didn't say I was loading the crossbow.
No,
She asked if we had any roanwood stakes. I said, yes, I have some in the crossbow.
Okay. So you walk over. The sound of the metal grating against the Italian marble as the blade cuts completely through his neck. The head rolls away from the body from the force of the strike. It kind of turns, and as it's laying there facing, and it looks straight into Tesla's eyes.
I love soccer. I'm gonna soccer kick that fucking thing into the sliding glass door.
No.
And
Football.
it just goes. You see the mouth move, and he says, I wasn't quite expecting that.
You want a stability check? Because that's more.
Yeah. Give me a stability check as it says in German. I wasn't quite expecting
All of us
that.
or just him?
I mean, it looks straight at him, but yeah, maybe all of you guys.
Oh, I got a 6. I'm good.
I gotta get my die roller here.
Stability. All right, I will. I'll spend a couple points.
I'm gonna make sure I get this.
3.
Dice ball.
I spent 2 and got 4.
I spent 2 and got 7.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to spend
Evan.
2 and got 8.
I got a 3. I did not spend because
So Evan, you're like, all right, man, it's time for the soccer kick. And he's just like mid kick. You're just like,
nope.
oh, wait a fucking.
I do a hard left, and I think I put probably 5 bullets in the floor around it as I'm bouncing backward from it, like, oh fuck, shit, it's still alive.
Pick his head up.
I get the feeling we're gonna just light this thing up, right? You're not gonna You're gonna pick it up. I was about to shoot it. You're actually gonna pick this thing up?
Yeah.
You pick it up. The short blonde spiky hair has blood all through it as you pick the head up are you picking it up by his hair?
By his hair.
His hair. And blood dripping out of the bottom of the clean cut. And, squirting out like pretty much Tarantino
Some of
style.
my best work.
Could you click a sample?
It kind of looks, the head kind of looks right at Lily and just says, your blade's kind of sharp.
All right, guys. I'm standing across the room.
Does he actually say that?
Yeah.
like we hear it?
Yeah, you hear it.
Okay, I'm sorry, Brian. Or
You ever seen? You ever seen Reanimator? You put that fucking thing in a pan. Keep it alive.
No, yeah, we gotta get rid of it. How the fuck is it even talking? It doesn't even have vocal cords.
How are you alive?
What?
It's
fucking-
oh, now you want to talk.
I mean,
oh, we tried to talk before. You simply were not giving us answers.
Because
you
don't hear
chose
what
this outcome.
Just because you don't hear what you want doesn't mean I'm not giving you answers.
Sure, let's go with that. Put them in the bag. Well, I do say to Dr. Mitchell, before that happened, I did say, Dr. Mitchell, would you collect a sample? But now that we see he's still alive, I mean, do I get the sense he's ready to talk now?
I mean, you're not really sure.
I mean,
He's definitely talking.
I'm gonna set him on his chest table. With his head sitting
This
straight up.
is way out of left
I'm
field.
just gonna
Like,
set him on his chest table.
what if he's gonna fucking regrow an
Checkmate.
entire body from his neck or something like that?
If he can grow a body in 2 seconds, I'd be very impressed.
Well, I think we have some leverage now. I think that perhaps if we were to reattach your neck to your body, it seems as if maybe you would heal. But for us to do that, you would have to tell us something very, very, very valuable to us. So, instead of me asking questions and you playing games, why don't you tell us what we want to know? And then we'll consider reattaching your body to your head.
What you want to know?
Yeah.
What is it that you would like to know?
What's the last thing you would like us to know? What are the deepest, darkest
What's the
secrets?
last thing that I would like you to know?
Yeah, what's your deepest, darkest secrets about vampirism, your history, the organizations you belong to, who's still around? Take your pick. And I don't know how long it will last, but that you can reattach your head to your body, but I wouldn't dilly-dally. But you know better than I.
That is true.
He just used the term dilly-dally.
He's
I whispered.
So you want to know everything. That's a bit vague. If you have specific questions, perhaps I can answer them.
Well, I want to know what's in his pockets. I'm gonna go search your body. if I can bring myself to get near it.
How about this? How about you go into exhaustive detail about all those experiments and what exactly you did to yourself and other people, what you did with the vampiric tissue to make yourself into whatever the fuck you are right now. Like, we have time.
Could we also cut to this chase and say, how do we kill you? Or others like
exactly what I want you to know that.
Well,
or in the head.
I mean, it seems we're in a position to inconvenience you long term.
I've got an aquarium back at the office. It's just about big enough for your head, but I bet if we squish it in, good. Are you? What the fuck?
I could take off a little more neck.
Well, I think Evan had the right idea. I think we put this gentleman's head in the microwave and put it on high for about 15 minutes, and then we could check it again after that. Oh, unless you'd like to talk now. Seriously.
Still waiting more direct questions.
Well, I already asked you the direct question. Explain in exhaustive detail about these experiments.
It's very difficult to quantify an entire range of well over 50 years of experiments.
Do you have notes?
Yes.
There are notes. What scientists?
Where would they be located?
Perfect. Thank you, Lily.
They would be in the vault.
What's a combination to the vault then?
For the small price of letting us in the vault, we might attach your head back to your body.
That doesn't sound very convincing.
Well, I'll tell you what. As long as you're cooperative, we definitely won't put you in the microwave.
Not necessarily the most reassuring.
He was wearing silk pajamas. Or was he wearing...
I just want to. I want to test something.
Where's the vault?
I want to pull out a combat knife real quick, Byron. I just want to run it along his cheek. Does he even grimace is like he just doesn't feel pain, does he?
He doesn't feel any pain whatsoever.
I'm just like, I just run it along his cheek, and I just see some, like, obviously some blood come out. I'm like, yeah, microwave isn't going to work on this guy.
Yeah, I figured that out when I cut his fucking head off, and he's still talking to me.
Oh, well.
Where's the vault?
Yeah, where's the vault?
What if we drag his body out in the sunlight? I wonder if you feel that. Are you still connected to your? I'm near his body. Was he in silk pajamas, or does he have like clothes on with pockets and money?
He has like white silk pajamas.
They were white.
They were white.
I'm not likely to find gold pieces in there.
Pink silk pajamas.
Yeah. No. Okay. So what's his body? Is his body squirting blood? Is it just laying there? Is it cold? Like what's that?
It's just kind of laying there bleeding. Yeah. The head, the neck's just kind of every now and then just kind of spurts like a little tiny bit.
Wow.
Stuff his body with
He's like,
C4 like a pinata.
It's like, you have to forgive me. My answers may be a little cloudy as I'm feeling a bit lightheaded.
Please tell me he laughs.
Oh, he's funny too.
Please tell me he laughs.
He does with a very strong German.
Do the shotgun wounds heal on his face, or are the shotgun wounds still just
No, it's just like a blasted thing on his face.
So,
He
where's
says-
the vault?
Well, again, so many questions. Which one do you want me to answer? Where's the vault? Talk the things about the research.
Location of the vault.
What is going on? Like, which one?
Start with the vault, and then we'll go from there.
The vault is downstairs.
All right, and we got the combination, right? You're going to give us the combination?
There is a way to open it, yes.
Alright,
Of
we're gonna
course there
carry
is.
his head. I'm gonna cut his fucking hand off. And take his head in his hand and start going downstairs.
All right, let's follow.
Could I still standing way back? Could I just as you're headed? I'll follow them, but I'm going to be back a bit.
We're headed downstairs.
Why would he be
Getting out of
wanting to
hand.
help us exactly?
Well, what choice do I really have?
What are the consequences if something goes awry? I don't trust the situation at all.
You
I am
are
with
gonna
you,
get
Evan.
You guys are going to get yourselves in far more danger than I can put you in.
He hasn't actually answered any questions yet, anyway. So.
No, he hasn't.
Didn't he answer?
He said, "Where's the vault?" He said, "Downstairs."
Yeah, Johnny went on for quite a while, but you got nothing out of him before, I guess, right? Like you were just kind of talking back and forth.
He absolutely refuses to answer anything in a meaningful way. So he may not know anything, in which case, well, he's good off as dead. But he told us where the safe is. Lily was going to go down there, so I was like, "Let's follow." My only thing here is, Lily,
Do you have a computer up here?
asking the head.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are we going to the vault now?
Does it seem like in character he did not understand Lily's question, like he's slowing down or something?
He answered. He said no.
Oh, we didn't hear
Oh,
it.
I didn't hear you say that
Then
either.
I think you froze for a
You must have
second.
froze for a second.
9.
9.
Okay.
9.
Somebody
9
grab his
computer?
body in case we need his other hand.
Well, yeah, I don't trust any part of him by itself.
I gotta go.
Exactly.
I gotta drag his fucking body.
Drag
down.
his fucking body.
Jeez, come on, Lily. All right. Come on, Evan, you get the
There's
legs.
a trail of blood. I do take a blood because
Well,
I am who I am.
maybe if we poured some blood, maybe we poured some blood into a large bowl and put the head in the bowl. That would sustain him long enough for us to get downstairs.
He's like a
This
bouquet.
is just the worst day ever.
He's like a bouquet of flowers, then, Johnny. Just put a little
Exactly.
water in the pot. It's
Exactly.
fine. I grab his
Exactly.
leg.
He's like, at least please put me in a vase, not a vase.
This guy actually got happier once his head was off. Or honestly,
Yeah.
his attitude, he's definitely more up.
His attitude has like actually improved.
That's
It's
not,
not
Probably the
great.
most interesting thing that's happened to him in a millennium. So
that's not good.
I know.
I do ask Lily. I'm like, hey, can you ask him where other vampires? Oh, we'll say that one thing at a time. It's all right.
Have we
All right.
cleared-
Who's helping me with this stupid body?
I've got the leg. Tezla, should we clear this level first, right? Make sure we're alone? Well, aside from the corpse. Or almost.
I mean, I can't imagine anybody's going to be storming in here.
Well, I couldn't have imagined that we could cut someone's head off and have it on a fucking table talking to us either. Should we please clear them?
Bowl.
I'll do
To be fair, it's getting carried around.
Yeah.
Currently.
I think we're fine. We should just be cautious when we take him down.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just be ready. After all, Lily's going downstairs first, so anybody tries to mess with her.
So I have his head in one hand,
Your sword in the other.
my sword in the other.
So you're
I do
fine.
say, Lily, be careful of traps. He might have been expecting.
I did chop his hand off, so somebody's
You
gonna
did
have to
chop
grab that too.
Okay.
I'll grab the hand.
So Dr. Mitchell.
That was a
has
hasty
hand.
decision.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, I watch Evan when he gets near the body. Does Evan at all seem to get one of his little pangs of hunger for like a vampire blood near him?
It goes like this. No, just kidding. Wrong game.
Oh man, this is gonna make me cry. It's been too long. No, I grab his ankle or whatever, and I'm trying not to look at it. But yeah, that is a good question. Do I at all have any? I mean, I'm always craving Street Scarlet in some way, but
Yeah.
do I have any connection to vampires in that way, or is it literally just a refined drug? And I'm
It's really
oblivious?
just a refined drug.
Okay.
At least that's the only benefit or side effect you've seen right now.
Yeah. So I just
You're
did it
hashish
drug him.
only, no brown Betty for you.
So yeah, you
Proceeding carefully, watching for any
eating
stupid traps
carefully,
or
taking him
something.
down there, knife in one hand. Dr. Mitchell's carrying his hand behind you, and then Evan is dragging the body or what's left of it.
Yeah, me and Evan are
Yeah.
dragging
We
this
each have a
stupid
leg, and it's just
There's
thumping down the
there's
stairs.
some so from the upper level, it's like basically some very plush red velvet carpet.
That's convenient.
Can we just push a body down? Is there like a? Can we just fling the body?
It's like a spiral staircase.
I don't say anything because Johnny might scold us, but I kind of make eye contact with Tezla and just point down and make the mime of us hoisting the body and flinging it to the floor.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let it
Drop it over the side.
top. Boom, boom, boom.
If you don't mind, I might be needing that. Would you not mistreat me?
This gets more fucked up by the minute, I say.
It's excellent. It's good to want
He's
them.
like, I must warn you though, the answers you seek may be more vague than you believe.
They can't
Or
be any
you-
more vague
or
than
you-
you've made them out to be.
Are you just going to be vague about those answers?
He's like, I would enter the vault at your own peril.
No, I don't see when a vampire that says that.
What else is in the vault?
Why, the artifacts and notes of experience.
What else is in the vault?
Is there anything like
Any
moving
beings in the vault.
Yeah, there you go.
Directly.
What?
Not directly.
Ugh. I hate you so much. I fucking just despise every bit of you. You
fucking
cocky, stupid head.
Stupid.
Cocky, stupid head.
And just because I can't, I just walk up to Lily and slap him. I'm like,
Oh.
He's like, you really must learn to restrain yourself.
They're not very good under pressure.
All right, Tezla.
I can help
That was a
with that.
fair slap, but let's not abuse the head. Let's keep him alive at least as long as we need him.
Yeah,
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
all right, so
I'm gonna laugh at all those puns, by the way, all
Yeah.
night long. So.
It's necessary.
All right, so we're gonna head towards this vault.
We're gonna head towards the vault.
Yep, you go downstairs and there's a huge picture of basically it almost looks like a sunset, but there's like, I don't know, like the beach is covered in like blood in the sunset.
That's a really nice painting.
And it's probably like 12 foot wide and probably like 8 foot tall. It's really, really weird painting.
I like
And
that. You have
and he
great
says-
taste in paintings.
Of course, you don't live for 80 to 100 years and not have good taste in art. This is definitely not, as good as some of the art that we took, but it will do. And yeah, he says it's behind that.
How do you open it? I don't want to fuck up your painting.
No, I do. Can I
It's like
spend?
normal.
Can I spend a point of bullshit detector? I mean, I'm gonna. Maybe that would be hard because it's just ahead and it's hard to read just ahead. But I'm gonna try.
It's hard to really see much of his facial expressions since his entire left cheek is gone.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna walk around and get close enough to like study his face. But I'm just the vibe I'm
Yeah,
getting in
it's-
here. Is there any way to
With a
sniff him?
2-point spend of bullshit
I've
detector.
only got one. I've only got one.
Well,
Okay.
I am going to just say to you guys, I'm like, hey, we shouldn't forget that we need to, even as we're opening this thing, we need to look for remote detonation things and wires and stuff like that. Like, obviously, he could be walking us into a situation where it just blows us all up, and he believes he could possibly survive it. So
I think this painting, right? It's this sunset, and it's probably the last one he's seen. So I think we should threaten to take him out to the beach.
you really just take the first piece of information you get and move on it, don't you?
I'm interested, Sigmund. So
I'm a little less clear. Exactly has led you here, and what outcome do you think you would find here?
it's like, well, we're after. I'll break it down real easy. We're after vampires. Specifically, we're after Dracula. Because we keep asking you about Dracula.
No, why start with the small fish when you can go straight for the big fish, I suppose.
Right? Well, it's not like we're getting any younger. So
Well, some of us are.
we want to find Dracula and stop whatever he's doing. So I'm presuming you might have some kind of information on where he's located.
And you just plan on like walking in his house and shooting him in the side of the head and chopping his head off, and you think that someone that's been alive for hundreds of years, that tactic would work.
Well, I mean,
Well,
you
no,
don't have,
that's
you
why
don't
we're
have to
here in
worry
the
about
first
that.
place.
It's like I might caution you to use a bit more strategy.
I mean, if I wanted to talk strategy with someone who's decapitated, then I would go, I don't know, find Marie Antoinette and talk to her about how she feels about not having a head anymore.
What a great comeback.
Shut up, Lily! Listen, this is really weird.
I mean,
It occurs to me that since we could act,
perhaps Anne Boleyn would be another person you could speak to, since you're just going to go shoot off of what decapitated people's names you know.
this guy.
Toxic masculinity is killing me, people. Can
Can
we
we
get back to the mission and instead of trading barbs with the pseudo vampire, whatever?
I mean, I'm simply asking him a question. I'm like, where's Dracula? Do you know?
I
Where?
do not.
Great.
So it's interesting.
I
Lily,
have a question.
What research can you provide us in our attempt to defeat this vampire threat?
Gentlemen, may I interject with a quick question?
Yeah, go
Let
for
the
it.
inferior woman ask her question.
Oh,
shit!
I'm gonna let that go for now. Is Dracula friend or foe to you?
To me or you?
To you. Did I stutter? To you, I said.
Slightly, but say neither. But you would probably not recognize it. I can hear a little bit better than you can. So you do have a slight stutter. Almost imperceivable.
His special power is to be fucking annoying.
He's
So it's
had a whole
interest-
century to perfect it.
So, Doctor, didn't you say that
Not
Lily was able to act against it? I was able to act against it. It clearly doesn't serve our mistress. What do you know about her, Head?
what I know of authority? Well, are those who were birthed from
You just refer to her as our mistress.
Not your mistress, my mistress, and Red Lily's mistress. I did, because it's the case, right? I thought.
Absolutely. Why not?
I mean, there's not much we can do about it now.
I side-eye him hard.
It's relatively factual.
She seemed to be all right with us coming here, and I think that she understands as well our tendency to be, say, less
Agreed.
subtle in our approach.
I can tell you, you are not necessarily on the path that you wish to take, I'm sure, but
Enlighten us.
enlighten. I've tried, but your questions are angled at all of wrong things.
Johnny,
Explain
we
what
can't
we've
hear
done
you.
wrong.
Johnny.
We can't hear you, Johnny.
You're still on mute.
You're still on mute. Johnny!
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
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 That's
All right, I muted and unmuted. I'll start with it. So, look, let's just open this safe and see what's inside.
Right.
Without saying anything,
You have
I'll
to
stick
forgive me if
my fingers in his ears, and I will mouth.
Yes, I know.
All right, so let's go.
He's like,
Does he tell
you'll
us how
have
to
to
open
forgive
the
me
safe?
if I'm not very as handy at opening the safe.
It's like, can you direct us very quickly? Oh, great Aryan Lord of awesomeness.
As I've already stated.
If you
As I've already stated before the tirade of sidetracks has happened, it is behind the painting.
yes, but yeah, tell
right.
us how to open it, please.
Look for the painting for traps.
I'll look
I'm
for
gonna
any
get some. I'm gonna go get some thermite. I'll be right back.
Any traps in the painting?
He just kind of rolls his eyes. Well, his one eye's not really that well. He tries to roll it, but it doesn't roll very well. Because part of the optical nerve is gone.
Am I still
Start
muted?
searching
No.
around the painting. While
Which
holding
cranial
his
nerve
head.
is that?
You're not muted, Johnny. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know these things. So it's that nerve. But anyway, so yeah, you search around the painting, and there's like a little panel that kind of pushes next to the painting, and the painting just kind of slides into the ceiling.
Okay.
And behind it is a massive, huge wheeled safe with digital combinations, including like fingerprint.
Is this vault booby trapped in any way?
No, that would make it very difficult to open.
What is the code?
Evan.
Yeah, I'm on it.
The code is 9999.
Yeah, Evan, open it.
Evan, would you mind just shining a black light on there and see if that number 9 is the only thing that has a fingerprint on it?
Yeah. So I'll check it out and let's see the wear and tear on that button, the ink on the keypad, all this sort of profile there, black light. I'll look for any sort of tripwire mechanisms, anything like that, any lasers or anything fancy.
Well,
Missed
it'll
it.
probably take me a little bit of time to get back with my thermite.
What,
Nothing. No.
nothing whatsoever.
Seems clear, Johnny. You want me to open it?
Yes.
I mean, the worst
What?
that happens is he sends a message to somebody.
What's the 9999 thing? Does it pan out to look like that's the most used button for the most part?
It's really difficult to tell. He's like, I'll be honest, I don't open it very often. It's probably not very warm.
Johnny, could you move that fucking head away from me
Some
right now?
things are better
It's like
left-
over here, it's like-
Some things are better left out of this one.
I don't.
I'm all out of clean socks, so unless you shut your mouth now, you are going to get one. A sock, that is.
Not a clean one.
Or your own
Exactly.
dick. Since
Thank
that's-
you, Dr. Mitchell.
Or your own dick.
All right.
Oh,
Yes.
Sorry.
Dick in the head.
Too far. Anyway, that was my bad. Yeah, I will. I guess, Johnny. Yeah, I'm 9-9ing it.
Yes.
All right. So
We fed the head. He's a puppet of a crumpet. It's time to move on. So let's just
I am a
open it.
puppet.
I'm sorry.
I am a puppet.
I take a sock. I take my shoe off. I take a sock off. I stick it in his mouth.
Those toenails. Oh God. Yeah.
How do you
All right.
put those in your wingtip?
So I will. Can I spend a point of digital intrusion, a point or two of digital intrusion to deal with this apparatus? Okay. So I will. Do I need to roll or is it just a spend?
Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah, you need to roll.
right. I'm going to spend.
all right, guys. I got the thermite, so if we need to use it on the safe we can. Otherwise, we're going to use it on this head after
nice.
we're done because I really want to see what it does to him.
Hey, look! I just figured out you can do a roll. See how I did that in Discord? So if you, wait, this is from the black book. But if you click the die in the black book, it starts to glow. If that's
You're
clicked,
usually the only one that has the black book that works. So
all right.
Yeah.
So I succeeded. I spent
Yeah,
2 and I rolled
I'll
a 2.
admit I closed that quite a while ago.
I spent 2 and I rolled a 2 for 4. So
Yay.
Wow, you're right. The Hello Kitty ball gag doesn't disappoint.
9,
But
9, 9, 9, 9, 9. I hit enter or whatever. What happens?
999.
We hear "Cry of the Valkyrie" play from the stereo up overhead.
Charlie doesn't serve. Yeah. So you type it in. And the little light turns green.
Are you sure, Johnny? Do we have a thermal rig or whatever?
He's like, I must say that I have thoroughly warned you.
Is there do any of you have the ability, I'm saying out of character, check for bombs and traps?
Well, yes.
He has a sock in his mouth. I forgot.
All right, Tezla.
Yes, he has thoroughly warned us.
Got a mouthful.
I am so good at finding bombs. So I look up as I'm piling on a bunch of thermite onto the top of his head. And I'm like, oh, you want me to check for bombs? Okay.
Lily's holding on to the top of his head, so unless you're putting a thermite on top of it,
Yeah, why are you still holding on to it, you weirdo?
Put the thermite in the sock and put the sock back in his mouth, and that'll.
Oh, right. Okay, let me go check this out.
You know, we're not going to put thermite on the head I'm carrying around.
You gonna make a thermite ball gag?
I mean, it's a lot of work, but I could do it. I think it could be fun. But we'll save that for later. All right. Is there bombs on this thing? You want me to roll something? Okay.
Yes.
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 I'm gonna spend 2.
Okay.
It did not roll. Come on, there we go. I got 8.
Oh,
There does not seem to be any explosives on
It
the mechanism.
It seems to be clear so far. It's like, have you guys figured out how to get this open yet?
yeah, it's open. It's ready to go.
It's open?
Well,
Yeah,
it's
Evan
unlocked.
opened it.
It's unlocked.
Unlocked it, but he didn't open it.
All right. I'm just going to put some slugs into my shotgun and see if that works. It works better if there's something in there, but I doubt there's something in there. So I'm going to open this motherfucker up.
I'm
See
gonna
what
back
happens.
the hell up, and I'm gonna take a defensive position, like out of the, when whatever it is, it comes out.
Yeah,
I'm
a
gonna
couple
assure my
steps up
grip
on the spiral
on
staircase.
his blonde hair and my
Johnny's
katana.
gonna stand. I'm sorry. Johnny's gonna stand close enough that if it does blow up, that he'll be killed instantly instead of being wounded. in misery.
Before we do this, the only piece of information that he's given us is a reminder that there's something over there that we shouldn't see and that he's warned us. And look how, even with your sock in his mouth, look how smug he is.
Oh, actually, good point. Tezla, do you have something that might be able to look through that safe wall and see if there's like a vicious vampire who's been starving for 100 years behind that door?
I do not believe current military technology has X-ray, look through safe X-ray machines.
I pull out a compass and I put it next to the safe. Does the compass needle move?
So,
However, I can,
Well, the compass needle-
detect radio signals and stuff like that.
I apologize. The compass needle does move. It moves to north.
True north.
Oh, okay.
Towards
true.
the head.
It just shows you where north is.
All right.
I mean,
All right,
you did ask.
let's open this thing. Yeah, I mean, I'll pull out my little EMF meter and shit like that and see if it's reacting or like pick up if there's any radio signals around. But if I don't see anything like that, then let's do this. Let's open this thing up. So,
Dr. Mitchell, you're carrying the hand, and the finger kind of comes up and it goes.
What is this?
The best you could tell is that it's telling you not to open it. He can't talk.
I'm gonna remove the sock from his mouth. What shouldn't we go in there to? What shouldn't? What?
Exactly.
What's in there that
exactly.
you think we shouldn't want to find?
That.
Exactly. There are things in there that should stay out.
What
in
are
this
those
world.
things?
I have an idea. Let's throw the head and the body in there real quick and then just lock it back up again.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Well,
that's a terrible idea. Like what if they're on? If
we
there's
realize it's a
something
safe, and that it's meant if you get trapped on the inside for you to be able to get out.
That's definitely using your noggin, though.
It's like
Just open the goddamn door.
Thank you. Can I? Do you want me to just thermite him real quick? Can I just
No.
no?
No, I'm enjoying his company.
Oh, excellent. Perhaps you can keep him as a pet when this is all done.
He's
All
more
right.
talkative. He's more talkative than Lily's previous date.
I think Tezla though has a good idea. Tezla, can you wire just a wee bit of plastic explosive to the back of his skull with a radio detonator in your hand?
No.
So in any case, if he gets separated from us, you can blow the skull.
Oh yes, absolutely.
He would only be separated from you if Lily was to put him down.
Well,
he has not left my hand, and you're not attaching any plastic explosives to my fucking hand.
No, not to your hand. The back of his skull, because you can never be too careful. This guy's crafty.
I mean, do you? I'm like, Lily, is that cool? Or all right? Lily says she got this handled. There's nothing that could possibly go wrong
Guys,
ever.
guys,
Oh, well, in that case, okay, I guess we're good.
I checked
All
the
right.
clock. How long is it till sun up?
I don't remember exactly what time you guys.
Yeah, I
went
think it was
to
night.
bed.
It was nighttime of some kind, right? Because
It
it's
was
like
nighttime, so it was like 8 p.m. You guys
It's a
have
while.
I'm gonna say 2.5 hours dicking around.
so.
Yes, I'm gonna go with
Between the
my.
date and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Let's.
it's probably about 11.
So, we have no defense if it's dark outside, right? Like, if maybe we wait till the sun comes up just a little bit and see if it hurts him. And if
Oh
it,
no,
Why are you trying to?
I can't take. I can't
Did
take
you
it
pull the-
anymore. I'm opening this safe right
He pulled the
now.
sock out of his mouth, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
As foolish as you all are, you pretty much have no defenses.
I'm just gonna open the safe. I don't give a fuck what this guy says. Like,
Oh, shit.
like, who
There you go,
cares?
Tesla. You're finally catching on.
Oh, okay.
All right, get ready. I guess.
Yeah, I have my gun out.
I'm gonna invite Evan into the stairwell with me
Yeah.
to kind of hunker down.
All right. So, does it open or is it not opening?
You spin the wheel and it hisses loudly as air escapes.
How's the
Pressure
air
sealed.
smell?
It's the air is sucked into the fucking chamber
Oh fuck.
completely, and
Kinda
you
negative
open it,
pressure.
and it just like you opened a vacuum sealed chamber.
I'm like, interesting. Is this like one of those rooms they have at the Vatican that's like completely temperature controlled?
Hermetically sealed.
Yep, that's a good way. Yeah, that's the way.
It was.
As a matter of fact, do you have architecture?
It was. Fucker.
It does.
I mean, it still is.
It was hermetically sealed.
It's
I
not
have
anymore.
1 point of architecture.
Oh, nice.
All right. Yeah, Johnny, it definitely looks like one of those Vatican-style chambers. Matter of fact, it probably could have been made by the same manufacturer. You see fire suppression systems and so forth throughout the inside of the vault.
All right. I also have art history. Well, I think we should proceed. I mean,
Yeah, are there any lights in here?
Almost instantly, yeah. There are lights. As soon as you open up, there are LEDs that kind of like as it goes back,
cool.
and it's probably a good 50 to 60 feet.
Interesting.
You see
What else do we
All
see
right,
in there?
so
tons of artwork.
all right. And I've got art history. So
Yeah, you find there are definitely pieces of art that vanished during Nazi Germany's rule of Europe, and definitely lost artwork that has been gone for
all right, I'm going to suggest, and it's up to you, Johnny, that you and me go in here. The rest of you stay outside with the body and stuff. I need Evan. I'm gonna need, if this thing closes on us, I'm gonna need you to open it back up. So you have to stay out here.
Right, you're absolutely right. I should. I was with the doctor. I'll be.
Kate, as soon as we get in there with my phone, I will start to take pictures and upload them to jewishvirtuallibrary.org, the institution dedicated to the restoration of stolen art and artifacts of the Jewish people by Nazis.
So you pull out your phone and you click the button, and all you see, you know how like when you click the picture button on your phone, how it like takes a picture,
Yeah.
and all it takes is a picture. It's white.
I say, Evan, I have the problem again. Evan,
Turn it off and turn it back on.
Dr. Mitchell.
I turn it off and I reboot it. All right, Evan, I rebooted it, but it's still white. Evan, come here. Evan, can you help me? This is the moment. This is when Johnny's vulnerable. When he's trying to use electronic devices and he needs your help.
He's old. He's trying to use them like he needs to call his would-be son every time.
So is there
he's
anything
trying
else
to
in there
do it.
other than just artwork?
There is. I mean, there's tons of boxes and crates and Pelican cases, like those military-grade hardware things. There are. I mean, there's a shit ton of stuff in here, dude. It's like you open
Any cases reminiscent, or any crates reminiscent of, like coffin size or anything like that?
No.
I'm just gonna start taking stuff like anything that looks like documents. I don't give a shit about the artwork. I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna take the documents and start carrying them out of the thing.
Okay.
So
There's tons of different documents around, like boxes of binders that are put into like little holders and slip cases, and there's stuff from like the 1970s. There's older stuff from like the 1950s, 1940s. Like you can see the variety of, shall we say, like office supplies, like how they've changed and how things have been recorded paper-wise and stuff like that. Almost all the documents are in paper form.
Bring one of these out here.
And there is a box. You open it, and it has an acrylic box inside it that is sealed.
All right, I'm going to pack it up with the rest of them and just
scalp goat.
I'm just gonna take it all out of the vault. I'm gonna keep making going back and forth. I'm gonna be like, okay, how much is it? Like a lot?
It's a lot. It's like your van can't hold all the shit you're taking out of here.
I asked Evan to help take photographs of the artwork and post it to the website. Can you do it? Sorry to interrupt.
So, do I run up against the same thing if I attempt to do this? Take a picture of one?
Yeah, you come in and you try to start taking pictures. You probably have a high high-end camera, I would think.
Yeah, I do.
Because you're Mr. Carry all the technology.
Yeah, so I would try to carry a piece of it out. Like maybe it's a connection issue.
So you carry the piece of art out into the main room, and you try to take a photograph of it, and the camera works.
It's shielded, Johnny. There's no connection in there. We have to get it all out if you want to catalog it.
Do you think? I go for the jokes, right? Because this week I'm like, I can't operate a camera, but last week I was like, oh, here's a man in the middle attack. Do you think? I just like to point that out myself because
It's
do you
Alzheimer's.
think perhaps there's a Faraday cage around this grotto, perhaps that's blocking the signal?
Likely around this vault, right? Like they shield the MRI machines and such.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Is that all it is?
As far as I know, yeah.
So I'm going to sit down in the corner with the head and just start talking to him.
Okay, what are you asking?
Oh, sorry.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
ask
write something in the chat.
Sorry.
I'm going to ask who he's trying to keep out with the hawks. Because we saw those hawk things outside that were pointed out to us.
So bats, of course.
So who are your enemies?
Who are my enemies?
Yeah.
I do my best not to have those.
Well, don't we all?
Apparently
No.
no. Apparently no. Yeah, that's his direct answer. He's like, apparently no. You
You
guys
just cut my head off.
very bad at not making enemies. Like, you were kind of like the epitome. Like, currently you are making more enemies than you even know.
Explain what enemies are we making?
And not me.
What enemies are we making?
You're making everyone your enemy.
How?
Overwhelmed with puns. So just to recap,
This information holds that much value? What is it that holds so much value to make everyone our enemy?
Easy. If you put your fingers in everybody's bowl.
Is that an innuendo?
There's no direction. The Goldilocks slept in everyone's bed, ate everyone's porridge. Well, all of the bears, but not me.
Dr. Mitchell. Yeah. Dr. Mitchell, don't leave Lily alone with that head. I don't trust him.
The head or
It's like-
Lily? I'm
it's
not
like,
sure.
There are paths to what you speak. I would assume you'll have to forgive me because you've been not really sure what you attempted to find here, but I have not lived as long as I have lived by not playing the middle very well. It's like, I've worked for your agencies that you have worked for. I've worked for other agencies.
Probably not, but
Yes, I have.
Dr. Mitchell, I'm really concerned that Lily's going to lose his head. Could you just stay with him and make sure that you watch over? I trust your judgment.
I hope she doesn't blow her top.
Just be like, man, you work for Disney too?
you work for Disney too.
We're
I mean, probably.
here for
recently
copyright
fired.
infringement, man.
I believe he worked with Disney more than
He
who
was
I
recently
worked with.
he was recently fired when his Nazi connections were exposed.
Wait a minute. That's against company policy.
You know?
What can you tell us of Ring?
Oh, brains. Well, again, you shoot so high.
Where should I aim?
Well, that's not for me to say.
Dr. Mitchell, you want to help? Anybody want to help me with this paperwork? I'm loading it up by myself. I say on one of my many trips back.
If it seems like Evan's got the art and is documenting it, Johnny will help you with the paperwork and the other stuff because
Like it
I
will
was trying to
literally,
load it up.
like, it's gonna take you days to document the artwork that is in this one.
Oh, fuck the artwork.
That's how. Well, I mean, that's what
Well,
Johnny's having
take. I mean,
Evan do.
all right, Evan, take photographs of everything that looks like it's made of gold. All right, and and take sample photos, montages if you must. You know, do the panorama, the 360 thing. You know, but and do it quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, we're trying to kill vampires, or are we trying to make up for the sins of World War II?
Well, clearly
I mean, we can't do both.
Clearly, we're not
Yes.
trying to kill vampires. We're just trying to make them smaller so we can tote them around with us.
Exactly.
Chopping them up in bite-sized pieces. Seems
What
Like,
would you
I get it, Johnny. You fought in World War II,
Wait.
and it was real rough on you.
War II.
I fought in the Great War, and let's not forget it.
I just pat him on the back.
What was he so worried about us finding in here, Johnny? It's just artwork, for fuck's sake.
I know. Well,
Papers.
he told us there's something dangerous in here. We haven't uncovered it yet, but
The
I
truth?
suspect we'll see it soon.
The truth? Is that what he's afraid we're going to find in here?
Possibly. Have we seen anything in here yet that looks vaguely dangerous?
No. No, you really haven't.
I do warn you guys to wear gloves.
Always.
Contact poison.
Oh, now you would.
After you moved like 10 boxes out, you're like, oh, we should wear gloves.
Evan's over there handing paintings that are like.
He just ate some fucking chorizo cheese.
I'm sorry, what do you mean?
Some chorizo. He's
Maybe.
like fucking his
Are you
hands
kidding me?
crazy.
This is what I have for breakfast. It was delicious.
Yeah.
He's like, is that Renoir?
That's good.
It's dusty.
We'll do our best to triage what's important, both art-wise, if necessary, with my help, and paper document-wise.
Well, you're attempting to triage what's important. You've unfortunately put Evan in charge of it, and Evan has absolutely no art history knowledge whatsoever. So he's just trying to do his best.
Yep.
Well,
Which is
I got-
not
it's
very
not the
good.
end of the world. I mean, as long as the cache is known about, and the location's known about, then I'm sure they'll get on with it. But a bunch of 360-degree photographs doesn't have to be every individual item. They can look through it, the photographs, and see if they identify things. I don't think that's too important. I was more for color, so I don't mean to take it apart. But we will look at the history documents and try and figure out if we're hitting on lab results from the 1960s where he's tested testosterone versus real vampire knowledge things.
Do you really know what real vampire knowledge looks like, though?
Well, I imagine it involves the use of the word vampire or blood or
So it would involve the word graphic analysis, which is basically crunching large amounts of data.
Oh, I've got
I
that.
believe I didn't I
Right.
take that?
So anyone who is looking at the large amounts of data can use graphic analysis to.
I don't know.
I'm not allowing you to look at any of this data. I'm actually literally pulling it out of your hands and being like, we need to look at this later. Stop sitting here like an idiot and looking at shit. What's wrong with you?
So Lily,
Yeah.
you were talking to him. You were like, why would we? And he
Yeah,
was like,
I'm just going to continue to ask questions about the things that are recent for us, like Elizabeth Bathory, Ring, Edom.
he's like, there are more than one power player. Each thinks that they are the one. But of course, none.
And you
are
have
the
something everyone's hiding.
Well, of course. How else to play the middle? He's like, you don't work for the CIA, the BND, the Russian mafia, the American mafia, and all of these places, MI6, without being one that can answer. And, well, it's always nice to have a bit of protection every now and then. He's like, but they use disposable teams. People such as yourselves,
I mean, of course,
as they always have.
as they always will.
Apparently something has spooked you to join together. I mean, you don't really represent the typical team that I would be. Something has bonded you together. He's like, oh, we feel like we've kind of gotten off on the wrong foot here. So, that's what he kind of looks over. He tries to turn. He tries to turn his
Guys
head,
are
but he
looking at his
realizes
body.
He doesn't have a neck, so he can't turn his head.
Has his body moved at all? Because we're walking back and forth past it.
Oh yeah,
stepping
you
over-
drug it. You
Yeah.
drug it down.
Well, we flung it over the stairs. It's probably crumpled up in a weird wad or something.
Yeah, it's
like-
all fucked up over there in the corner.
and it's still just like pretzeled in the corner. It hasn't moved.
Yeah, it's all fucked up. However it fell.
Does his face heal at all during this period?
No.
Okay.
Don't see any healing whatsoever.
So odd. Tell me when I have like the entire van full. Like, how long does it take to get the entire van full of paperwork?
All the van's full of shit.
Is there another vehicle I could jack anywhere around here?
There's a Bugatti.
Sweet.
Have we seen any evidence of where he sleeps or anything like that? That's like I'm just thinking like
You guys haven't really looked around the house at
Yeah,
all.
it really looks.
Yeah.
You guys really walked in the fucking back door, fucking shot him in the head. You know, like if you really look at like the events that led up to where we are right now, like there's like no
Really
tactical-
antisocial, you guys.
It's
very
stealing shit.
antisocial, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I see no value in him anymore. All the data he has in his house is worthwhile. He has no value. I feel like continuing to talk to him is just a pointless waste of time.
He has research value.
But-
Put him in the sun. Let's see what kills him.
I want to
Or
try the thermite.
we could keep him alive in a box somewhere in the basement, and then if it ever comes in handy, or we need to talk to someone, ask a question we didn't think of before,
See what
verify something,
Yeah.
maybe we could use him as a portable information device.
Let's see what happened to his buddy if we lay him out on the on the
Take
chaise lounge.
if you guys want to take him with us, why not? I don't care. Do it.
Dr.
Doctor.
Mitchell, the fingers kind of moving.
Is it
It's
pointing
kind
at
of go. It's kind of going like this. Like
I just kind of hold up the hand. I've put it in like a Ziploc bag, you know, like an evidence bag kind of thing, and I just kind of hold it up whenever it starts moving.
it makes a thumb like this.
So you're going to go with us? Speaking to that.
Do I have a choice where I go at the moment?
I mean, of course.
Not the least bit bothered by this.
What is
Like, I'm slightly disturbed that you ruined my best pair of pajamas.
I'm sure there are more where that came from.
Those are Venetian silks. They're quite
I mean-
rare and expensive.
You're a head detached from your body speaking, and what disturbed you is your ruined
PJs.
PJs.
Oh, you don't live as long as I have by not taking advantage of the fine things in life.
Yeah, but you don't live as long as you have without hating the thought of dying either. So you've got one up on us. You're just being a prick and not telling us what that is.
At a certain point, death is far.
Well, we could
You will
fucking
get to
arrange that then.
You will get to that point, Evan.
Let's go
You will
surfing.
get to that point.
Well, of course I will. Not before you will, though.
Perhaps sooner than you want.
I picture Evan's kind of off to the side talking to it across the room like you talk to a friend
Yeah.
when you're moving, right? You're carrying boxes and doing what Johnny's asked him to. And I'm just, he remembers like I'm talking to a severed head that's over there.
Right?
Not
Exactly.
disturbing in any way, or abnormal, or unstable.
Microwaves are time-saving device.
Oh man, I'm like I'm gonna try to fill up as much of the Bugatti, and I'm gonna be like, okay, so here's the deal.
So, do you know how many cases of documents you can put in a Bugatti?
2.
Like, 2 and tops, and they partially sit in your seat.
Well,
It's
I
got a
mean,
front.
No, it doesn't.
It has a front.
It
It has a
doesn't have
front trunk. There's a front trunk.
It is not.
I'm working with what I got. I'm just like, I come back down and I sigh and I'm like, our van already has so much stuff in it from
And you're
us
looking
doing
around,
operation.
there's just piles of artwork and shit. That
Yeah.
Why don't we just research it here?
Tezla, exactly. I would suggest doing the traffic analysis here
That's
first.
terrible. What if he has?
But I just carried all the shit to the van.
I
Yeah.
did.
What's he gonna do? He's literally ahead.
Yes, and if he has allies, we're just hanging out here. That's not tactical. Staying here, staying in enemy territory, and just doing paperwork. Why don't we make multiple trips then?
We don't
How
know
about
he's
this?
our enemy. Well, we don't like him.
We don't know how much time
he's
we
not our enemy. We don't know he's our enemy.
Right.
Let's do
You
multiple.
You really have
trips.
a weird
I'll-
way of. You really have a weird way of treating people that are not your enemies.
Stick the sock in his mouth. Let's.
They all act based off their emotions.
I'll ask Tezla, look, we need to do the traffic analysis first. There's too much stuff here otherwise. Secondly, could you please do a quick check to make sure there's nothing radioactive or poisonous in here? He said there's some sort of danger. He's probably just lying.
The danger is the information, I'm assuming, but I don't have
Exactly
to.
what it is.
I mean, I can't really. I can use a Geiger, not a Geiger counter, the radioactive one.
Finally, someone gets it.
The
Get a
information.
sock in his mouth.
I'm not. I just.
Well, you said for somebody to stick a sock in stuff, but nobody actually
didn't.
did it. No one did.
Nobody is. I'm talking to him.
All right, we've delved in. We have killed more people in less time. We're delving into dysfunction here. Let's get with it.
He doesn't seem to be.
I think it's a terrible idea to sit here and go through piles of paperwork in his territory. I think we should make multiple trips, get all of it out of here as we can, and then go through it in a safe location.
Well, I hear you, but we did not make preparations to fly a room full of documents out of here.
Right.
Does anybody have any?
Or art.
Does anybody have any network that they could spend to
Chosen
call
to
a-
attempt to kill him because
to
you
call a
don't
dude?
like him.
Somebody would spend some network points for 2 minutes in a truck.
Well, Tez was trying to kill him because he didn't like him.
Yeah.
Johnny let Tezla go ahead and pull the trigger because Johnny was like, this guy's not getting anywhere. He's not giving us anything, so there's no point in keeping him alive. So why not try and kill him and see what happens? That's basically what happened last week, I would offer, from my
Yeah,
perspective.
pretty much.
But, if you guys want to try...
Dr. Mitchell would argue that we have
He has so much more to offer.
spent the last hour fucking with him and not actually making any diligent attempt to get anything from him.
I completely agree.
He agrees also.
We tried. I would offer that...
I'm not talking.
Did we?
Wait,
Did we?
did. Yep, we did. While he still had his head on his shoulders, we did.
why doesn't the doctor?
The being that is this German has no intention of sharing anything important. He likes to waste time in Babylon and give us passive-aggressive answers that lead nowhere. If he wants to answer us, he could have. He's literally lost his head now. We've threatened him with a microwave. He doesn't care. If he wants to be
He
helpful,
doesn't
he'd be
feel
helpful.
pain, and he's already accepted death.
Why don't we let the doctor have a chat
No,
with him
that's
in
his
the other
problem.
room? Why don't we
Pardon?
let the doctor have a chat with him in the other room? She's the only
Very
one
well.
that's level-headed.
He's like, and I did lead you to the vault.
Yes, which is what we're trying to exploit now. So yeah, Doctor, if you want to question him and see if you can sing out of him, very well. But in the meantime, I will say, if one of you has a connection who can ship all this stuff out of here right away, or one of you can whip up a laser-fast document scanner that will digitize all these documents super fast, that's all
There's
fine.
no
If
way.
not,
It would literally take
Years.
days.
right, that's
through all
why we
this
need to
information.
quickly do as much as we can. We may not find what we want, but if you have traffic analysis, see if you can figure out what's important
But
and
if
let's
we
move on.
just speak to him,
You
I
can
Does
do
anybody
both.
have traffic
I want to-
analysis?
Spend network to.
Lots of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have lots of it.
Okay,
He's like, I must say, despite her lower intelligence, I do enjoy speaking to the doctor.
I propose,
Get out to be a prick.
Johnny. I'm not intending to disrupt your planning or undermine your authority here. But I think that Evan seems like he's the best guy to analyze this in the moment. do a little spot check here. Why don't you stay in here with him, and Lily and I will take.
We'll just go upstairs with the head.
We'll go in the corner over here and chat with the head.
He says, I do particularly.
A fair idea.
He's like, I do particularly find it interesting that the 2 female members of your team seem to be the least emotional.
Like I said, just take a sock in his mouth and get him out of my earshot. We've got work to do. Evan, and Tezla, let's just see what we can figure out.
So I picture
All right,
Evan.
I'm gonna just get a contact to get me us a safe house or even a warehouse to analyze this data in.
And me and Dr. Mitchell are going to do exactly that. Take the head out of earshot, away from them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So how much spend would it be to get like
you carry the head,
a really private area where like a warehouse that we could analyze this data at?
I mean, you could probably find the place. It's not that difficult.
So what's the spend?
I'll say, I mean, how much do you want to use it? Do you want to use it again later? Do you want to use it now? Do you want to?
I'm gonna use it now.
I'm gonna give you guys some more XP today. So
yeah, I'm just gonna use it for us to do data analysis. So I know somebody down at the docks who has a warehouse that I can just we can just sit here and camp out at for as long as
probably
it
places
needs.
closer to the docks.
Okay, yeah. All right.
And there's a place that does coffee fairs.
All right. I guess we should prepare to move this documentation out of this area then.
So if I'm going to be the one, I need to set up there, and as we intake this, I need to sort of categorize it, and try to make sense of what's going on. It'll make my analysis much easier.
And like Doctor said, I will lend my architecture, art history, as well as my other skills to Evan's traffic analysis to help him if any way I can.
So the camera kind of pans back. You see Johnny and Tezla and Evan begin to transport stuff to this other place, and kind of you see Evan setting up computer screens and putting on the full he's got the tables all set up with places to lay out the documents and stuff like that and so forth.
And he is so
I see
high.
a big clear space on the floor that has boxes in blue masking tape put on it that you guys are kind of devising methodology of sorting stuff and so forth. It's
going to be a hell of a job.
And then the camera kind of shifts a little bit, and it pans to Lily and Dr. Mitchell kind of sitting on a leather sofa, and there is a small Venetian marble table with this and go.
Dr. Mitchell?
I will start by apologizing for the disorganized manner in which my team has approached you on this occasion. And I will introduce myself and Lily and give a general overview of what our mission is. And it seems it must be clear to you that we really don't know what
we're doing.
We don't
know what the fuck we're doing.
This point. We don't know. We know there's a threat. We know it has something to do with vampires, but we don't know what exactly the threat is. And I'm sorry that the men are a little disorganized in this approach, in their approach to this threat. So if we can put our circumstances aside, would you mind talking to us a little bit about who you are and how you got to be who you are at this time, and see if you can help us figure out what the threats are and how to contain them in a way that will impact as few entities negatively as possible.
Well, as you have so, shall we say, pointed out very easily, you are a bit disorganized. Yes, I would say. There are probably methodologies that could be employed to perhaps maximize your information while limiting your physical, shall we say, defensive stuff. Only what you need. He's like, I may suggest the Guns A-Blazing, the American Cowboy manage, probably maybe tail that off a little bit. Despite watching many spaghetti westerns and so forth in my years, I can say that you can find most information if you wish to see questions, or perhaps offering someone something that someone would like. Those are all methods that any fine agency that wants to perhaps some of you could show you. He says, I was part of a program known as Draugr. It is a program where we have found the existence of vampires. An existence that was, many years ago. Many of the agencies found of these existence by, of course, entering the Balkan Wars. And that information, as you can imagine, everyone is the weapon that no one can stop. There is never a side that doesn't want it. Never a side that won't do anything for it. However, many have tried to control it, only to find out it does not want to be controlled. It has its own agenda.
What is its own agenda? What is your agenda?
My agenda? It is simply a gather of information, a waypoint, an in-between.
That's your role. What is your agenda?
I have an agenda. Somewhere the agenda was to, feed life, perhaps help those who are in need. I worked for the Führer. The Führer, unfortunately, was misguided in his ways. He had many men who worked for him that had science in mind, and perhaps their own agendas. It's like one of the side effects of these agendas that I was a part of was my immortality.
Did you ask for immortality?
One does not ask for immortality as much as it seeks it.
Did you seek it?
I sought it for others. I became an experiment.
Whose experiment?
Why? Mine.
You were your own experiment?
Yes.
What was the experiment? Can you describe the experiment to me?
It's been some time, but I can tell you there was a liquid that was derived from various pieces of a puzzle, some of which I know of, some of which I do not. There probably is documentation within the notes. I'm afraid it's difficult to remember in my current state as much as I would like. He said some would call it a red mercury. We called it Zerum 525.
Does the term street scarlet ring a bell to you?
Hope so.
Does that sound familiar?
I'm afraid that it sounds like some sort of drug, perhaps.
It's It is. It is. But the name sounded very similar to red mercury, and I wondered if it were related.
I doubt it. Majority of the red mercury was lost in 1945. Only a small samples existed after that, at least to my knowledge.
Do you know the whereabouts of any of these samples now?
Only that one.
What one?
The one I just spoke of.
Where is it?
I'm it.
What?
I'm it.
You are it.
Yes, I injected myself with it. And my current state is the side effect of such.
Are there any other side effects?
Perhaps some that are hard to quantify.
Did you experiment on any others with this serum?
I did not, but there were those who did. Most of them were retrieved by the appropriate sources. Oh my god. You better call him long before then. He says, as I have told you, the information you are uncovering, the information you are putting together, sealed away, is that's it. It's that place to be. It is not meant to be in the world. Should you choose to expose it, I am not responsible for those in which you gain the ire of, or that which you unleash. But I can tell you, there are many factions within this hierarchy. Some believe they are pawns, some believe they are bishops. All play the board. But
Here we are with the chess.
none shall win. There is only one true king, one in which controls the board. I will assume you know him.
Dracula.
The one known as Dracula.
One of many names. The mercury, or the serum that I spoke of, has many properties. It was used as a energy source. It energizes these things in which it is used in, or it did. Myself being one of them.
From whence is the red mercury derived?
That I cannot completely say. I do not know. I was merely brought in on a project. There was a man by the name of Klaus Vordenberg. He was more knowledgeable than myself. He worked directly for the Führer, for Himmler. He was the man in charge of the Die Block.
In charge of... Can you spell that for me, Byron?
And what does it actually mean?
Diegloke. Its power source was derived from the mercury. Some know it as the bell.
The bell.
Yeah. I'm not there, but yeah.
Evan's like, if I only knew what was going on right now.
Put that box over there. I'm gonna go snort some coke so I can get through this.
Is it the blue tape or the green tape? I get confused.
Oh, this is the
Use a Sharpie to mark the
box.
boxes. Jesus, people. Okay.
Evan, go get some cocaine. We're gonna need it for this.
That's the name of the episode.
Coffee.
Evan,
Coffee
go
and
get
cocaine. Evan, go get some cocaine.
That's right.
Is there an ongoing cost to your immortality, or do you have to sacrifice virgins on the full moon, or drink blood, or?
No, I'm afraid my state is as it is. He says, I'm interested to see exactly what happens at this point. You have to forgive me. I've never really been decapitated before.
Me either.
Have you been severely injured in the past?
No, I've been shot.
Do you recover quickly from this type of thing?
It depends. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Depends more upon my location than it does anything else.
Is that why you're here in the Greek Isles?
I mean, it is why I live on the place where I live. This part of the world is energized.
How do you do with sunlight?
Well, as you can imagine, my pale skin does not do well, but at least I'm not Irish.
Do you hurt people?
Do I hurt people? Well, that could be determined in many ways. Personally, no. Do those that I interact with hurt people? Sure.
Do you direct others to hurt people? For what purposes?
I am a man of peace.
What are you doing with all that art down there?
Saving.
For a rainy day?
Well, perhaps. Protecting it. Keeping it stored where it should not be destroyed.
Lily, what do you have to say?
It is a shame. It is a shame your side did not win the war.
Which war?
I'm sure she knows. Either one.
Fucking pick one.
It is amazing. Brute force typically brings conflict to a halt.
You said ring is very powerful. In what aspect?
They play with things they should not. I was
Sounds familiar.
attempting to keep things under control. To be knowledgeable about what all of the enemies of others would want to know. Hence, my reason for visiting their facility. As a liaison or shall we say advisor.
To what purpose?
What did they have to offer?
Not much. I had only initially began my inspections there. And then for some reason, they stopped communicating. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? And he kind of smiles what he can with like only half his jaw.
Smiles with his eye.
He smiles with that. The one that doesn't twitch constantly.
Mm-hmm.
The one that doesn't have a half-inch BB in it.
Maybe.
What was the purpose of Ring?
Purpose of Ring?
Yes,
Initially?
the true purpose of
Now?
Ring.
Future? Like, which era do you speak? Ring has been around for some time. Ring is the heart of Arthur Homewood. The seat of Lord Godalming.
What is your understanding that the true initial purpose of Ring was?
Well, the initial purpose of Ring was to control.
To control,
Which Dracula himself.
to control Dracula benignly, or for
No one ever controls anyone benignly. Even if they wish benign. Their methodologies and intentions speak others.
what is the most recent purpose of Ring, to the best of your insight and understanding? Also to control?
To seek out and destroy.
To seek out and destroy.
What were they doing on the Prosper Pine?
Churning for information and pretty much the same thing you're doing.
What is Edom's goal?
Edom's goal? To destroy Dracula, since they cannot use him for their own terms.
What is your opinion of that goal?
I have no opinions.
Said yourself always has an opinion.
Opinions are emotions. Who chooses a side leaves opportunity to the side. Only by playing the center can one keep himself from danger and harm.
Do you mark Dracula as friend or foe at this point?
No smart person marks Dracula at all.
Do you know what his goals are?
He's the creature that came to this world many eons ago. Far older than the stories. Far beyond what you think.
Does Dracula have weaknesses?
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Do you know of any?
Some are hypothetical. I fortunately have not tried them myself. As well, as brave as I am, I'm not stupid.
What is rumored to be a weakness of Dracula?
I'm sure you've read the stories, seen the movies, the books.
Do you have anything to share that is not in a movie
Or a book?
or a book?
I have heard a hole underneath the doorstep. An old woman told me this once.
We've heard that too.
I left her something to know me by. Should I return? Something only I would know she had from me.
What would that be?
Well, to not use the same word, we'll say a token. She thought, well, her family, her organization was fractured. Some of them worked for Dracula, some of them did not. Some of them chose to free themselves from his oppression. Those are the ones that had reached out.
Where did she stand?
Where did she live?
She was an old woman. I believe the mountains of Sarad. Near an old monastery there.
What was the name of that?
Was that token a ring?
I believe.
This. Okay. So the ring belonged to him.
The
I
death's,
still have that ring.
the death's head.
Well,
So what was
was-
the name of that? Out of character. What was the name of that family, guys?
The family that of the woman he was going to marry, Dracula's going to marry.
No, the family in Romania that the group that
the group that serves vampires.
serves
the group.
vampires.
Right, the group. Sorry.
Ravani Zagami.
Yeah, Ravani
There you go.
Zagami, yeah.
You know that the sorceress was a member. You know the old woman,
At the
Was
bed
it
and
a
breakfast. Yeah.
and you also
Right.
know that your buddy Ryzen was a member.
Yeah.
Right.
You remember Ryzen makes everyone happy.
Yes. Party time. Party, party.
I feel we will see Ryzen again.
So the members of the group that did not want to serve him, where did they wind up? I can't hear you, Banner.
In hiding.
In hiding. Okay.
I think the ill effects of the head are making the doctor suffer.
Yes.
It's a headache.
You are immortal. Does that mean you can't be killed, or have you tried?
Well, I've never really tried. I don't have thoughts of suicide, if that's what you're asking.
No.
That's
Uh,
more of an emotional connection. I suppose that's one thing. A side effect. Lack of emotion.
Did you have emotion before you became immortal?
Perhaps.
What information were they looking for in the Prosper Plan?
I already answered that. Information. Information they could use.
To destroy Dracula.
Control him. Destroy him.
Who was hidden in the
Yeah.
monastery? Who was buried in the monastery?
I do not know a name, but I know he is Linnea Dracula. Which is why they wanted him. To test what would affect him. If it affected his progeny, perhaps it affected him.
Do you know whether they have been successful in gaining his cooperation?
No, I'm afraid I did not get much information from the Prosper Plan. Or whatever the name that you use for it. I did not know it by that name.
What name did you know it by?
Only what Eden said. They're based there. They didn't really give its name. I was flown there. I did not know where it was.
How did Edom contact you?
I am a well-known man, really.
What did you do when you went? Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. He said everyone has my number should they want it.
Are you related to this guy Ryzen?
Right? No.
What did you do at the Prosper Pine when you visited that site?
Watched, learned, listened, gained their knowledge, see what they saw. They were foolishly still attempting to control Dracula. For their own ends. Foolish.
What was the purpose of the water cages?
Torture.
Just simple torture, huh?
You'd be amazed the amount of information a man will give you if he is taken from a comfortable setting, but where he does not want to be.
You're referring to the scientists.
No, I'm referring to the terrorist. Well, I mean, depending on the viewpoint. Those who pray to certain gods were sought out, destroyed over centuries of time. Many have sought their destruction, many have tried, many have attempted to eradicate them. The Crusades, the Gulf War. Followers of Allah had witnessed many transgressions and done some themselves.
Much of the world's destruction has been committed in the name of God. By one name or another.
Yes. This mythical being in which many people use as a reason. We're just unleashing their own carnal knowledge and the egos. As a doctor, I'm sure you'll understand.
I find it curious that you are atheist, but I guess I'm not surprised given your emotionless demeanor.
Of course I'm atheist. There is no God.
Intriguing.
Many claim to be gods. Many claim to be gods, but
Shut
they
up,
are
Jason.
not.
I'm choking. I'm laughing. I'm choking.
I'm sort of sorry about the treatment that my team has committed. But I know that you understand why my teammates acted as they did.
Rash emotions.
Curiosity. Ill-guided attempts at science and experimentation.
Yes. I think that they are already under some sort of guidance.
Of course.
I feel your group is fractured. Perhaps not seeking its same end. What do you seek? Mary?
Knowledge. Understanding.
That we have much to share. And there's
Indeed.
many years of knowledge.
Given the current circumstances, What would you like to see happen next for you?
Let's call it a reunification.
Is there a path to reunification, or are you curious to see
Supposing it's
whether
something like up the stairs?
do you believe this will happen naturally without further intervention?
I don't know. I hope. It's very difficult to go to the bathroom right now.
Do you feel pain?
What exactly do you feel pain? Is it an emotional trigger? A tick beneath the skin? The body's neurological approach to nerve endings? The removal of loved ones? Pain can come in many forms.
I speak here to physical pain, simply the transmission of sensations on the neural endings, pain receptors. I'm not speaking here to any emotional connection to those sensations.
Not to forgive me, I'm currently removed from my neurological receptors. Or some of them.
Were you able to feel pain when Tesla shot you in the face?
I felt his pain.
Ooh.
We all felt his pain.
You just a little more than us.
I ask purely scientifically, in sincerity. I am merely curious. I'm
I do
not seeking a
feel
way to
pain in
destroy.
the way that others do. No. That ability was lost to me many years ago.
Do you have any emotional or psychological investment in the reunification of your head and body?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
It would make traversing the stairs slightly easier.
Do we have room in the van to have taken his corpse with us?
Sure.
Yeah,
We're making multiple trips.
we got it.
Yeah.
We have his hand in his head.
All right, let's pause here. Let's pause here for a quick bio break.
Okay.
All right.
This is the best NPC ever. We need to keep him in an aquarium at HQ. Just
Two girls and a severed head is the best time.
yes, 2 girls and a severed head is this episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for sticking with us. Like an armful of documents and boxes, and just stomps on his crotch or something. Just
I'm like, wait. Why are we bringing? We grab him in his body. We're not bringing the head with us, are we?
nah, they're gonna stay back there and talk to us.
No, they have the head.
Oh, good.
I just
So
didn't
we're
wanna-
just gonna keep this body for
Are you
experiments.
paying any
Well, no.
attention to what just happened?
Well, I didn't.
I'm not listening in on their shit because I need because we're organizing documents.
I didn't.
I figure we can't really listen in because it's like we're trying to focus on documents.
I'm not like holding open my mic. the whole
Yeah,
time.
I figured that.
I didn't want to risk them being there by themselves and somehow it getting reunified. So if you got it with us,
That's fine. I mean, as long as we can figure out these documents in the next 2 weeks, it's going to take us to put it all together.
yeah, that's true.
But I mean, also there's this acrylic box though, and that's something we should check out. I found this. I pulled it out of my duffel bag, and I'm like, "There's this box
What the fuck?
that looks really
What's
fancy."
in the box?
Fuck it. I take a look at it, Mr. Director. Like, what's in the box? What's going on?
It's made of solid black acrylic.
Solid black.
Into it at all.
Any seams? Nothing. Any impressions around it anywhere? Any niches for?
No, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Let me back up a minute. I think I misdescribed it a little bit. So it is
Okay.
a box made of acrylic. It is not a block of acrylic.
Right, it's a box.
It's a
But-
box.
Oh, okay.
So
It-
you know that it's hollow and it has stuff in it. You can hear it slosh around as you move.
Slosh around so liquid.
Well, no, not slosh. Bad choice of words. You can hear it shake. You can hear it shake in the box.
You think we should open it? Let's try. Is it have a lock on it?
Wait. Let's is there a room in this warehouse, like an office area? Can we isolate ourselves in some way?
It's one of those little, like, you know, has the little ladders, has the big, like, you know, the glass window that shows
Yeah.
out.
I'm gonna yell for Johnny and be like, "Hey, Johnny, check this out." As you're probably like organizing shit on the ground, I'm like, "We got this acrylic box here."
Okay. I put down my blue tape and my green tape, and I make a note of where each one is, as I don't have any of the what's the skill? I can't remember the skill's called, but I might take a point after this.
Traffic
I
analysis.
come over and look in the box.
Let's open it up, shall we? We all gather around a table in a back room office and
Wait.
open the box. Oh,
Tezla, remember there's one. He kept saying that there's something we didn't want to find. That might be it.
you mean this small acrylic box is going to be what? What could it be possibly
It's not
filled
really
with?
that small. It's probably about 14 inches by 14 inches.
I mean, what could it be filled with? Uranium?
I don't.
10 inches high.
Look, we were just having a conversation with a severed fucking head. I don't know what it could be. It could be a vortex that's gonna suck your soul out of your asshole for all I know. But you got just saying, be careful.
Okay. I'll do it real slow. I'm gonna peek it open.
It's like, yeah, okay, fine. I'll do it slower so the evil can get out. So the evil will come out more slowly. I love
Because
that.
I want to draw out the drama. Like, so I open it real slow and shine a flashlight inside and see if I see like fangs, like hundreds of fangs.
Wait, is there an engraving that says "Property of Pandora" on the bottom?
The Pandora logo.
So you begin to open the box,
Oh fuck!
and the camera kind of splits.
Don't make the camera
It
do
shows-
anything. Oh.
It shows Lily and Dr. Mitchell still having his conversation with the head. It shows the three of you kind of standing around this box, and the lid slowly being opened. And inside the box is a pile of items
Oh, good.
and what looks to be an old manuscript written on leather pages.
I'm like, oh yes, we hit pay dirt, boys.
I bet
This
it's-
has something.
that's
you
an
look through the
economical.
items. You're looking at the items, and they just look like random things. There's an old, like, large key about the size of like a pair of scissors almost. It's an old, like, weird key, like something you like maybe to a cell, like a prison key. You know what I mean? Like a really old prison key.
Check it for magnetism. Just saying.
I mean, it's iron.
Okay.
You find a wedding ring with a sizable diamond. It's kind of corroded. It's old.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't been well treated in quite some time.
Is it?
A really thick leaded glass shot glass.
I can have some more of the
Do you think
mistress.
these are
from
items from the book? Well,
A pair of very fine, slender leather gloves. They definitely look like they'd be used by a female. They probably go up to like mid arm.
So like keepsakes.
A silver crucifix and a passport, a German passport.
Carefully look at German passport.
It's
Who's it?
for a gentleman. It looks old. Doesn't look anything like this guy that you have looked, or any pictures that you ever remember looking at of his. And the name on it is Hans During.
Hans Dern.
And then there's a man. And then, like I said, there's a leather manuscript. It does not. It's not bound. It looks like pages, and it doesn't have a cover.
Anything
or-
weird
or a
about the
basket.
leather?
Yes.
Is it?
We do DNA tests on the gloves and the glass for any residue. and see if we get any hits to existing relatives that we can search backwards to see who they may belong to.
Good idea.
Everything looks really wiped clean. Like you start looking at it with a microscope, infrared, black light, nothing. You're not seeing anything on it.
Who wants to be tasked with? Who wants to look at this manuscript while the other two get back to work on the other stuff?
Oh, you mean not use the blue tape and the green tape? I'll do that.
All right. I'll go back. Wait, who has you? I don't even have traffic analysis.
I got it.
No, it's Evan.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm like,
Evan's got traffic analysis.
I don't have it either. I think you might be the only one, Johnny. I think you're green tape, blue tape, no matter what.
Let me know, Byron, when it makes sense to roll for the.
Well, I'm just rolling, whatever you want.
Whatever you.
So you're gonna read the pages?
Well, no. So Johnny's gonna read the Necronomicon, and Tezla and I are gonna go and wait for Johnny to emerge from the office, possessed by the demons that live in it. And then we're going to use the knowledge we glean from all the fucking memos and shit, Tezla, to defeat him.
Wait, do I chop off my arm and attach the chainsaw before or after I read the manuscript?
Okay. So I just want to make sure we're completely clear with where everybody is.
I was teasing.
I mean,
I don't like the fact that you used to clarify.
I know where Lily and Dr. Mitchell and the circumcised head is.
This is literally when a DM says, "What's your marching order again?"
All right, and so Tezla and Evan are in the room, not in the room?
Not in the room. We go back out to the main area.
Johnny, you feel comfortable reading this alone, right? You said you wanted to read it alone. You're kind of the
I didn't say alone, but I'm happy to read it alone if you guys want me to.
Well, we have a lot outside of the room. They're stepping outside of the room and shutting the door, and you can hear the footsteps as they go down the stairwell.
Yeah, I think
He says, "Who's in the room? Here's who's out of the room." I hear you all are updating your wills, right?
When was the last time that we ever sat and watched Johnny read something on purpose? Like,
I mean, if you don't feel safe, Johnny, you can bring the entire box back into the proper part of the warehouse. I
don't know what you guys are talking about. I go ahead and
all right.
I'll read part of the manuscript. I'll take a look at it.
Let's go, Evan.
You flip it open and you begin reading it.
Oh shit!
And slowly, you know how like when you're reading something, you kind of like put the narrative into the voice of the person that you're reading, and your voice kind of changes slightly, kind of more high pitched. Almost elegant, definitely female. And as you begin to read, you all kind of like begin to like for a second you shake your heads, and then you flash and you see what it was like a flash of light. It just like went by really fast, and then like another flash of light that went by really fast, and then you're looking around.
I'll look at my watch and keep track of the time.
You look down at your watch, and the hands have stopped.
Now, you say we all? Like, so
yeah,
Tezla
all of you, wherever you are currently. Like,
oh hell
you
no.
just see like a flash of light that goes by really fast, and then it goes by really fast. So you blink your eyes and you kind of shake your head, and the last thing that Lily and Dr. Mitchell hear is, "I told you not to open it."
Oh!
And you all like, your eyes kind of flicker awake, and you feel like you're on. Everyone's sitting, like you can see each other across the hall, across from you in a different area of a car. You're in some sort of like old train car, and the light that was flashing is the post on the side of the railway as the train continues to barrel forward. You can hear the roaring of the railroad as it continues to go. And as you look at each other, you recognize each other, but you don't.
Are we all like dressed like Holocaust victims or something?
And that's where we're going to end the stream tonight.
Oh my God.